In the last video we remained here, at the mold of the head. Now we have to make the rubber mask. But how do we make the mask with a thickness of about 3 mm of rubber and no more? We need to put a 3 mm thickness of plasticine inside the mold and create the counter mold on top of the plasticine. Once the plasticine is removed, the rubber will take the place of the 3 mm plasticine. To make 3 mm thick plasticine, I created this board with 2 metal guides, with a thickness of 3 mm. With this small metal arch where there is a small iron wire, we can slice the plasticine in layers of 3 mm. This is the result. We are going to put these layers of plasticine inside the mold, without overlapping them. We try to keep the thickness of 3 mm everywhere. Removing the plasticine from eyes. These are 2 funnel-type mouthpieces, where the silicone rubber will be poured. Remember to pass the release wax over the resin edge. If you don't do this, the 2 parts will stick together and you will throw away both the mold and the counter mold. Leave to harden for 3 to 6 hours. Give a coat of polyester resin and make a layer of glass wool. Here we have 3 types of silicone rubber for making masks. The first is the smooth-on. It has a shore 30. It is not very elastic. A lower shore would be needed. This other type of silicone rubber is TC5005 and is made up of 3 parts, A, B, C. This sample, which is quite rigid, is composed of part A and part B. If instead we mix part A, part and part C, the result is that we have a rubber, quite soft. And lastly we have the MM709. It is made up of only 2 components. The result is a fairly soft rubber. This is the rubber that I prefer, and that I have been using for years to make masks, and various parts of the body. Obviously, when choosing a rubber, you must also take into account the tear resistance and the price. Dissolve the plasticine with white spirit. This is the counter mold. When we pour the rubber, it will take the place of the 3 mm plasticine. These are the two funnels for pouring the rubber. We make holes to close the two parts with screws. Apply a coat of release wax. In these two points, it is better to make two small holes. When the counter mold is upside down, two air bubbles form. With the two holes, the air bubbles escape. This sign is a sampling of rubbers with various shades to color the base for silicone rubber masks. The sign refers to Amorous oil paints. Catalyze the rubber. Seal the edges with plasticine. There may be some silicone leaks. It is preferable to let the rubber rest so that the air bubbles go away. When the rubber comes out of the two holes, it means that the air has escaped. Close them with two balls of plasticine. Next video, mask painting, hair punching.